What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV, back again, and it's the transfer show, and it's going to be fiery tonight. I can see it coming, and there's a lot of BS on social media, but we got to discuss that. And I've got first-time guests. I've got Philip from Toon Tactics TV. Show us some love. Big up to you, film, mate.
Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you, John. Thank you, Paul. It's great to be on here, and also welcome to the chat.
Big up. Thank you very much indeed on that. And also got to say hi to Paul. We're going to cheer him up today, man, because he had a pretty bad day at work. But you're going to show some love in the chat, guys. Show some love, man, because he needs attention. He needs loving. Big up, Phil. Big up, Paul. Good.
You're gonna call me Paul twice today.
Yeah. It's just been long.
I know.
Like I said yesterday, in invigilating exams at work today, and it's just a long one. It's a 6-hour one. It's just so long.
It is.
But there you go.
Not good. It is what it is, but hey ho. Guys, like the video, like what you watch, make sure you smash the like button, also hit the subscribe button. Do follow Toon Tactics TV as well. I'm going to leave the description after the show and show post love as well. And super chats are open in the bottom right hand corner. Thank you, Leslie. And also, if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And by the way, I'll be going on Patrick's channel on Friday for the preview on his Man City channel. So check us out for that as well. And let's go on to True City fan. Big up, Patrick. That's all going on Friday. Top guy he is. And he had a lot of problems as well with the trolls as well. And let's be honest, he's going to be okay. And good to see you back again, mate. Big up to Lorraine and family as well. Even to Leslie. Make sure you share me channel to socials to help this channel grow. Thank you, Leslie. Super chats, like I said, bottom right corner, just joined for 99p. Thank you very much indeed. And let's say hi to you. And
big up, Leslie. Big up, Leslie.
And Callum, you know what? You can keep him. You can keep him. We're going to talk about Dominic later on.
It's not true.
Evening, Gary.
Big up to Gary B. He's a regular. Hi to Les. Hi to Gary V as well. Hi to Mr. Little, top guy as well. He's a one-up merchant as well, and he loves running up the opposition up as well. So he's on like Steve Boost all the time. You gotta love Alan, haven't you? Big up to Gary. Alan amigo. In Italian, it's me. Ciao amigo. Ciao amigo. And hi to Mr. Little as well. Right. First of all, we're going to talk about, we should have talked about it yesterday. We talked about Fabian Schar signing this new contract. And I'll start with you, Phil, and you're the guest as well, your first timer. And on another year's contract to the end of next season. And 31-year-old Swiss international. He's been in outstanding form last season. This season, up and down season for me, but he is one of the better ones. And Phil, just give us your breakdown on his new deal. Are you happy?
Yeah, I think, the wider context is that Newcastle, especially the owners, I think at least 2, 3, 4 transfer windows ahead. And I think, what their plan is at least is to not to change too much in terms of transfer players coming in, especially when it comes to experience and players coming in. We don't want to be a situation like Chelsea where you have 20, 21-year-olds and no experience and all that going on. So Fabian Schar will be, for at least another year or another 18 months, helping to usher in another new generation of talented Newcastle players. I fully expect that, hopefully in the summer transfer window, probably going to look for really, really talented young centre-back, centre-back, and he'll probably be the apprentice to Schar himself. So again, it's just long-term thinking from Newcastle. It's a no-brainer for him as well. I think it's going to be a direct out some third division Swiss club, I think, as well. And so I think that would be good to have him there as well. And hopefully we'll have players coming in from there. So it's just long-term thinking from Newcastle and just being wise about how we do things. So yeah, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of agree. I mean, he came to us in 2018, and cost 3 million quid, right? Next guy, 3 million quid. Big up to Rafa Benitez, by the way. I mean, thanks to him as well. We can't forget this guy, right? I mean, you know what? I mean, everyone said he didn't do it in WT with La Colonia. He ain't good enough. He's just going to be another standard player, a typical Rafa player. Do you know what? This guy, under Eddie Howe, he's been amazing, absolutely amazing. He's like a new player.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of how exactly how we play, you know, and respect to Rafa Benitez and that, but we're not. He wasn't suited, I think, to the you know, us kind of being a counter-attacking team, whereas you know, more pressing team.
Sorry.
Him being on the ball will look absolutely immense. I mean, I'm sure you guys would have seen last season. One of my favorite moments in any game is when, you know, we got so much control over a game when we've got Bruno, Schar, and Botman just, you know, between themselves, passing the ball amongst themselves, and the opposition can't get it. And when, you know, and that's what Schar is there for. He's a fantastic player and tough as well. Tough. Takes a kick every game, gets up and gets on with it. So yeah, really pleased.
You know what? I mean, Leslie, people in the room as well, and she is Fabian Schär's favourite player. And Schar is our Adeptus club, as you said, and I didn't know this as well, but thank you very much indeed for letting us know, guys. I really appreciate that. But bless you, Newcastle wants to continue playing at Newcastle. You know what? Big up to Fabian. He's been amazing. Paul, Fabian Schär, man. I mean, this guy, I mean, absolutely brilliant under Eddie Howe. He really is. And what's your take on this new deal? Oh, you got to be happy, man.
Like I said, mate, when we brought him in, it was, you know, for needs must. We were wondering what he was going to be like, you know, under Rafa. I completely agree. He didn't, you know, he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't, that wasn't his best style of football. And then we all know what happened under Bruce. Bruce said that he couldn't play as a back four. He wasn't fast enough. He couldn't pass the ball well enough and dropped him completely from the squad, pretty much. Like I said, it's one of the most depressing times I remember seeing Schär after the Wolves game in COVID times. He looked depressed. He don't want to be anywhere else. And again, I can't repeat it word for word, but he was like, yeah, today was really bad. There was a different word there, but he was very upset. You know, and I think that I remember watching that interview and thinking, well, that's his career done. You know, do you know what I mean? The next window that comes, he's gone. You know, he looks like he doesn't want to be here. Not from lack of trying, just from not having any faith or any manager that trusts him. And then Eddie's come in, and again, not just, you know, it's not just Schär he's done this to. He's just revitalized his career 110%. You know, he is now a pivotal part of like the way we play. If you have our best 11, he's in it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone's dropping Schär out of our best 11. I mean, last season he was part of that back four that was the best defense with Man City. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've lost that tiny bit this season, but that's not entirely his fault. We've had a lot of things going on, but he's pivotal to how we play, and I think a bit like other players we've got in the squad, that he's pivotal to like the future as well. Like having him around for younger players to learn from. You know, he can now tell them about how it is to play in Champions League games against the likes of PSG. And Inter, and AC Milan. You know, this is proper experience to have from a player like that. He's been in a final in the Carabao Cup. You know, so he's got a lot of experience behind him as well, and being through poor times as well. So he can like guide him through how to get through that. So I think it's a no-brainer, this deal. He's just come on leaps and bounds, and from a £3 million player. I mean, if someone wanted to buy him off us, and I wouldn't want them to, I don't think he's going for less than 60. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really don't. I don't see him going for any less than 60 million if someone tried to buy him. I think he's that important.
I agree. I mean, he's leading at the back as well, and excuse me, he knows how to lead. He knows how to play football. Do you know what I mean? And he can actually defend properly as well. And you know what? It's a different Fabian Schär all the way. I can see us on Calvin Phillips after the Man City game, and we have to wait and see on that. Oh, he does come. Big up to Matty. Big up to Matt. I hope you agree. I think I met you at Tottenham, I think. I could be wrong. I'm going to M&D, mate, to the City game. I should see you there, mate. He's even looked good playing the left side of centre back. Yeah. And big up to Big Z as well. Yeah, what about it's like the service and cost where we've got Rob Lee. What's that? It's not me. Is that you? Oh, it's gone now. It's definitely not me. Oh, not you.
No.
Philip, it's you, mate.
What's that?
It's gone now. That was your noise there, mate. So it's gone now. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's gone. For me, I mean, 3 million's an absolute bargain. Big up to Luca, by the way. Luca, I know you talked about Dominic Solanke, right? What's your thoughts on being linked with him, right? People say it's rubbish. People think it's true. I mean, you're after him as well, but tell us what you think about Dominic Solanke as well, man. We're going to talk about that in a bit as well. Got one from Alan. Lads, we just signed Dominic Solanke. And we're going to talk about that later on, mate. Don't worry about that. We're not going to escape for that as well. On Fabian Schar. I mean, look, I was going to ask the question, Philip, is he going to get a place at Newcastle? But obviously now he's going to be our director at the third division of the Swiss club as well. So the chance we're not going to get it.
Say that again.
Yes. Do you think? I was going to ask you. Do you think Fabian Schar will be a coach at Newcastle United in the years to come? But obviously now he's going to be a director.
Yeah, he's got his eyes on becoming the next Dan Ashworth. I think, by the sounds of it, the career progression that he's taken on, a director, not even a football coach. He's gone straight for a director. Yeah, he's looking to be a Dan Ashworth, and fair play to him. He knows his skills, he knows his talents. And he's gone for it. That's incredible that he's gone and done that. And I think it's of benefit, a huge benefit to Newcastle. Like I said, if we can strike up a friendship with his team, I mean, how many clubs who have partnerships? I know we've got various partnerships now, like in Ireland as well as other places now, where obviously people keep talking about Saudi Arabia, but every now and again, and I'm sure you guys see it, little news pops up from Newcastle. We formed a new partnership, with guys in Ireland and this place, and now it could be in Switzerland as well. And these guys always get those raw gems. We're doing the Brighton, but we're doing it Newcastle's way, and so I'm really excited to see that for the future, really.
Yeah. I totally agree, but it'd be nice to see him get out with us one day. You just never know. But I wish Fabian all the best as a new director as well. So, sorry about that. Let's go some more comments before we get back to Paul. We are going to talk about Dominic Solanke as well. In fact, we're going to talk about it now because there's so many comments coming through. For me, I mean, his market value is worth 25 million quid, right? But Bournemouth, according to Leslie, they want 50, 70 million quid and could spend that much on so much better. In my opinion, for me, I mean, he had one good season, right? 13 goals this season. But the bottom line is, I want to see him do it again the following season at Bournemouth. This is my opinion, right? He's got to do it again, yeah? 50 to 70 million quid. I wouldn't pay that for Dominic. There's just no way. Because the thing is, right, what has he won? This is his best season ever. He's got to do the same again, Paul.
I mean, the thing is with this. I mean, I think it's not. It's just generally nonsense anyway. Bournemouth, I can't see Bournemouth signing him in January. Be mad because you got to replace him, and then they're gonna, as I said, they're gonna hike up the price because this is the problem with January that strikers in particular, they are gold dust, especially in January, and people do hike the price up, and I just don't think and they said it's bloody 3 letters again with FFP. I just don't think we can splash much money because the Premier League are just waiting to throw sanctions at any club that dares go over a penny. And I know Eddie Howe likes him. I mean, he was the one who brought him to Bournemouth, and he kind of, he didn't really hit the ground running, in and out, and then obviously Eddie got sacked wrongly, in my opinion, but he did obviously leave the job. Then he kind of come alive in the Championship, didn't he? He had a really good season down there, which I think has built his confidence. And then he's come up, and again, like you say, John, he's had a very decent season. He looks a lot fitter. I think he's done well. Definitely now he looks better than when we first went to Bournemouth. Look, it's a player I'd be excited about if we got him. I think, especially under Eddie Howe, I think that'd be really exciting. But I just think, to be honest, it's just one of those rumours that they throw out there in January, just to kind of, get some clicks, because I just don't see it happening more because the money that Bournemouth would want, because like I said, they'd have to get a replacement in, and then who are they going to get with that money? So they will charge over the top for him, and I don't believe we can just throw 60 million at something. I don't think we have. I'm pretty sure that outbreak our FFP. I hate those 3 letters so much. I can't wait for that to be in the bid.
Crazy, man, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. I wouldn't worry about FFP because Adidas are going to take over. So you don't really need to sell anyone at all whatsoever, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know why people's getting hyped up for online, saying that we really want to play. That ain't going to happen anytime soon. It's just no way. Solanke is clear of Wilson. 50 mil is the steal for him, but he won't sell Callum. What has he won? He has won a trophy, right? He hasn't played in Europe. How could he's worth 50 mil? You know what I mean? But I can see your point, though, but I wouldn't pay 50 mil. I mean, what do you think, Phil? If you're the manager of a club, would you gamble 50 mil on Dominic?
Yes. So I think he's an incredible player. The range is probably they're probably looking at range from 40 to 60 mil. They'll say 60 mil, like just like Anthony Gordon. Ever since 60 mil, we ended up getting him for 45 mil. So probably get him in and around there. I think, look, he's looking at his scouting reports and looking at his stats in terms of SOFA score. I mean, he's excellent for us. He can play across the front three, left or right, as well as the center, which I think that's where he'll start. He's almost Demba Ba-esque, but we just need to see the quality finish. But in terms of how he goes, and I think similar profile to the other players that we've had a rumor of getting, like Calvert-Lewis, and there was somebody else I can't think of. So that's what he's got, and he can dribble from the wings as well, not as effectively, but he plays for Bournemouth. You have to remember Bournemouth are defending most of the games that they're playing. It says that he gets at least 2 shots off every game, but he's got 6 goals in 12 games. So that's pretty good stats. I mean, he's not gonna get too many chances, and he's still getting goals. So he's now beginning to score more goals. Obviously, in the Championship last season, he got 29 goals in 46 games. Now that's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty decent. And so obviously he's strong. He's got excellent link-up play. He will complement Isak and Gordon. I think the eventual plan for Gordon is to go to the right, and I say that because I think if Solanke plays, you'll see the interchange between Solanke and Isak in particular, whilst Gordon plays on the right. Now, all 3 of them, lots of power, lots of intelligence, lots of pressing. He's pressing. One of his key strengths is pressing and getting the ball up high. That's what we do. That's what we do pretty well. So, and his energy and his work rate. So he's got Eddie Howe-esque things all across him, and you can see why they want him. Now, obviously, his technique isn't as good as Isak's, but there's not many people in the league who do. But his attacking qualities and creative qualities aren't too far off him either. So I think he's an excellent buy. I think Bournemouth, if I was Bournemouth, for instance, you probably would sell him for 45, 50 million in the winter transfer window because, as you said, John, I mean, if all of a sudden his form drops off, it's unlikely they're going to get him sold for that price again. And so if I was Bournemouth 40, 45 million, I think it's well worth it for him. I think he's a great talent.
I tell you what, though, I mean, if you saw 50, 70 million quid for me, I'll go for Ivan Toney.
He's going for 100 mil. It'll be different for Ivan Toney, and there's a lot more hype for him. And it's the top 6 clubs are after him. So I think Brentford are saying 100 million. Nobody's going for 100 million. But I
don't know how true it is, but he's also come out and said he owes Brentford quite a lot for sticking by him. Obviously, I know that players' word doesn't mean anything a lot, but I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's just going to give him a C's. I don't think anything's happening with him until summer.
I agree. With me, I'll go. If I had a choice between Solanke and Toney, I'd go Toney all day long. Really, I'll go all day long because he's a goal scorer. He'll get you 20 goals. It's simple as that. But he'll probably end up going to Chelsea or Arsenal probably in the summer. But you're right, guys. I mean, they were Brentford a lot, and I think Ivan should stay at Brentford until summer. But if he's available, we should be in there as well, in my opinion. 6 goals last season.
So it's a correction on my part. So I was reading the report from last season, but yes, he is right. So 23, 22, yeah. So it's my last season, yeah.
For me, I mean, like you say, he could play anywhere up front. He could just play on the interchange as well. He could play on the left, he could play on the right as well. He likes his movement. But from my opinion, he's got to do it again next season. Now,
it could be too late by then. He could be 100 million by then. If he goes off and scores 15 goals, 20, and what if Brighton get him? For instance, if Brighton get him, he's gonna get more opportunities to them. If he starts scoring 15 to 20 goals, we're not getting him for 80, 90 million, which is what he'll be. He'll be an Ivan Toney then. He will be an Ivan Toney then.
Could well be. I tell you what, who'd you go for? Solanke or Toney?
Remy Cabella.
Yeah. Oh. Who? We're getting better.
I'd rather have Cabella back than bloody Ivan Toney. I don't want him anywhere near Newcastle.
Fair enough.
Bet against us. I don't want anywhere. Sorry.
I'll take Tony tomorrow. Brilliant.
Oh,
Neither's Tony worth 18 mil. You got to love Alan anyway. You got to love Alan. 67 mil for Solanke. We better off signing killing Mbappe. Oh, he's a free buy in the summer as well, man. He's a free buy. But
for him to do nothing and then moan on, no thanks. Yeah.
Not for me. Not for me. Is this correct that Premier League club financials are published this weekend? Could be why not much business being done as buying club could have leverage if selling club need the money. That's a new one, Leslie. You're the king of the FFP.
Well, no, I mean it's usually this time of year when they do have to publish them. So I think that's a sensible comment, like you say, like get those out, and then you can kind of judge on who has money, who doesn't. You know, it will be interesting to see where our finances are after everything's happened with the takeover. It will be interesting to see. I'm not like, I know your numbers to an extent, but I do have a friend who's an accountant. So whenever Newcastle do that, I always send it over to him, and he does a bit of snooping for me, and he kind of gives me a basic version of like what's good and what isn't good. So I can bring that back when we have those out, which would be good.
I'll only say in the FFP stuff, if you go to the only team is Chelsea because they let the cat out of the bag. But if you go to Arsenal, Liverpool, everyone's saying, "Oh, FFP, we're broke. We haven't got any money. There's no money." Every club is saying that, and it's the smart thing to do because no club's going to come out and say we've got lots of money and we're ready to spend because now the prices are going to hike up, isn't it? So at the same time, it's difficult to tell who's bluffing, and I think it might be a game of who blinks first. I mean, the first club to spend 80 million on a player, for instance, well, that gets things rolling a little bit. So I anticipate if there is any big business, it's probably going to be in the last week of the transfer window.
Yeah, very true. I mean, we've got to play Man City on Saturday. They don't play a game until the Fulham game. Don't know when the dates that's going to be. Then we've got Villa on January 30th. I'll be there as well. And Tuna lads on, of course, as well. So I'm buzzing, saying maybe. See if I get a day off on the 31st. You never know. Bournemouth plays some brilliant football under Areola. Average 43.7% possession compared to 40% last year. Now having a go, mate. Of course, Bournemouth creates lots more chances.
I think it's because I said Bournemouth are a counter-attacking team. I mean, I'm sure they play better football. I would love to see how much chances they create. I mean, compared to, I'm sure Newcastle got, for instance, one of the highest chance creations in the league, at least top 6. One of the highest goals on shots on goal as well as goals. I think the safer comparison to say that is higher probability that Dominic Solanke will score more goals for Newcastle than he would for Bournemouth. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, fair enough. There you go. The man spoke. We just 40 mil for him last season. No chance we will sell. And John without Ivan Toney letting go. But for me, I'd love to see him back if he's available. But everyone says yes, everyone says no. Tony, not for me. Gary says no. Lorraine saying, why would he Callum? And just chatting to Callum and Bournemouth there. No to me, Tony for me too. No for Tony for me too. Everyone said a big fat no for Ivan. And even
absolutely.
I'm on my own then, am I? Big up to Jolly 9. I hope you're good, my guy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Even Tony's recent interview shows his thoughts weren't purely on football, but wanting to start businesses. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the interview personally, but, got to agree with Leslie. Either way, spot on analysis. That's from Oliver Simon Jordan. So I missed about Schar. Where is it director for a third division Swiss club? And that's news to me.
First ever club, right? It's his first ever club, I think.
First ever club. And wish him all the best on that as well, as long as he plays for the Toon. So there you go. So it's Thomas Solanke. It's got no one here from Alan. Lads, do you think we'll do business with the Saudi League in January? That's a very good question, Alan. And the answer to that one is no. I can't see it. I can't see it personally. I mean, Firmino could be available. Jota for ex-Celtic could be available as well. Ex-Celtic.
I think Jota may go to Tottenham because of his connections with Ange. I don't know if you saw, there was a meme of, I forgot who the character was, but it said at the bottom, Ruben Neves, and outside the Newcastle training ground, and so what are you doing here? It was nothing. I think people are so, especially the Premier League. You mentioned him earlier, Paul, that are so watchful of Newcastle and everything that they're doing. I think Newcastle owners, in my view, are doing a very intelligent business where they're letting Liverpool buy and sell Saudi Arabia. They're letting Chelsea buy, and they're letting everybody fill their stockings. So then when it's when it's time for us, we expect everybody to be calm, just relax. Let us do our business, and we'll go. So yeah, we'll see. It wouldn't be, I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that, for instance, if you are playing Saudi Pro League, you're tax exempt for 2 years apparently, and so
Correct.
most of the players prefer to stay for 2 weeks, for 2 years. I don't know if it's true.
2 weeks. 2
weeks.
Yeah, he can't last. He can't do it. It's too late now. But yeah.
Do you know what it is? So I'm going to come on Jordan Henderson, right? It's real. Sorry to come in, Paul. This is real talk, right? I think I said this yesterday as well. I got no sympathy for Jordan Henderson. Yeah, he should have known, right? He should have known all about this before he signed on the dotted line. Yeah, he should have checked out the climate, the weather, the historic thing. But he went there for the money. Ben Jacobs called him out. Simon Jordan called him out. Yeah, sorry, but he's got to go there and finish the job. Simple as that. I can't see him doing it. He's been linked to Ajax, by the way, as well. So, and you know what? Would I take Jordan to Newcastle? Probably not. We're starting midfielders anyway. I'd probably get Calvin Phillips. We'll see. Tony would go to Arsenal because they won't get Isak. We'll come on to that in a bit. You might have to take over Paul because I'm frozen.
Yeah, I think Paul's frozen. Oh, he was.
Yeah. If you take over Paul, if you two just chat for 2 minutes, yeah, I'll come back in.
No worries.
Oh. Talk about Isak if you want a link to Arsenal.
If they got 150 million, we might sit down.
I'm not allowed to swear, John. Arsenal aren't getting anything, and not even getting him is them in a shirt for free offer. So I tell you that. I think it's just, again, I just think that this is the problem with January, that you link with 500 players. A lot of it's absolute rubbish. Arsenal can want him all they want, but like I said, I think if they want him off us, I think over you, mate, 150 million at least. And again, why we don't want to sell our best players. We want to be a club where we want to be at the top of the table. So why would we? This is what frustrates me. All these other clubs have this big thing of we're just going to come in and get this person. A bit like the Ashworth stuff, like the Manchester Evening News. It just doesn't head in how big-headed they are. They think that big old Man United just come and nick him because they're Man United. And it's in the 90s maybe, but nowadays it doesn't work that way. You don't just get to come in and go, well, he's ours because we're Man United. Just because Goldbridge likes to say it all the time, it doesn't make it true. They needed a bloody penalty off Bruno Fernandes to get past little old Wigan. So Man United are kind of one of those clubs that aren't anywhere. And Arsenal, they're having their usual, we're going to win the title, and now they're in fourth seasons again. And they all love Arteta, now they hate him again. They all want him out. It's mad knowing a club that's in fourth and the fans just want their manager sacked. It's a bizarre situation. I've just never known that sort of fan base until recently, though. To be fair, some of the Newcastle fans, the newer fans, seem to be they want success now and tomorrow, and it doesn't work that way. People who've been fans for more than 5 minutes know that we've been through much worse times than this. Yes, it's been a bad run of form, but I do think that the Sunderland result will kind of kick off things. The problem is we do have City, and they have De Bruyne back fit, which is just our bloody luck, isn't it? The De Bruyne is back fit for us. So thanks for that, City. I hope maybe he needs a rest, right? You just rest him. He doesn't need to play on Saturday. He doesn't want to get injured.
Very, very true. Sorry about that. It's just the computer should be fine now. Should be okay now. I think I said yesterday, can see Isak swapping Eddie for Arteta's absolute joke. Let me just be clear, right? Isak's not going anywhere. Yeah, they had their chance a couple of seasons ago, but they balked at the 60 million price tag. Yeah, they didn't want to pay that sort of money. So Newcastle came in, season later, boom, we go and get him. Yeah, that guy, I've always said, if you get players like Isak, he's a reasonable, realistic buy for a future striker. I have him all day long. A couple of days later, bang, he's here. That guy is absolutely brilliant. Yes, he gets injured a lot, but this guy, when he plays, he's fantastic. 13 goals this season, yeah. That guy's lit. He's going nowhere. Although he's another injury-prone player. Lorraine, you're right. But when he bulk up a little bit, it'll be fantastic. Selling Isak would be a huge mistake. Ollie, you're absolutely right, my guy. You're absolutely right. We need Guimaraes to also, yep. And Sean, they're going to touch on him as well in a bit. If all of our fabulous guys were injury-free and consistent, you know what? We'll be in a title race, Lorraine. We'll be in a title race. I can't see us selling any of our first team. I think they will ride out the season and build again in the summer. Big up to Shelley, by the way. Do follow our Twitter account, 2Chick40, I think it is, yeah? Big up to Shelley. And I met her before at Stamford Bridge. She is a star. She really is a big star to me. Big up to Shelley. She's the real one. Isak will stay, but eventually he will want to win titles and cups. So let's hope we improve in the next year. So he won't have his head turned. I can see his point, because the thing is, right, we've got to keep building, Paul, because we've got to get rid of the deadwood. Like, Lascelles out of contract, Kraft's out of contract, Richie's out of contract, Manfredo's out of contract, yeah? And you know what? Domit's out of contract as well. We need to get rid of the deadwood so we can bring in quality players in and go for top 4 game next season, and then following season, a title race, because these owners want to win things. So does the player, so.
Well, that's it, and that's what they got to be clever with, like getting rid of. You got to do a balance, haven't you? You can't just like throw everyone out because you're going to have nothing. But you do have to be sensible of like getting rid of the people you're not going to use. Keeps them, you know, like I said, I think Dummett probably gets even another contract, and then that's going to send people into, you know, blowing heads up. But it's not because he's going to play all the time. I think it's because of experience and, you know, if we do get back in the Champions League again, he's one for the quota. It's as simple as that they need to fill those quotas for the being at a competition. So I think people out there want to keep around a little bit. But yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, like you said, you want to get, you know, we need to get people like Hendrick out, Hayden, you know, all these people around. I still wouldn't mind. Lascelles getting another contract. I think he's earned it. You know, with how good he was with when Botman was out, I think he has earned himself consideration at least for a contract. I mean, obviously, if he did leave, I'd wish him all the best because he's been nothing but a brilliant servant for us. So I can't moan about how he's been for us as a person, as a player. But I think he's earned himself another contract. Whether they decide to do that or not, who knows? But you know, I think Lascelles, you know, is another one that, you know, he kind of lives and breathes at the moment, Newcastle, and we need those sort of players around. Whether they play or not, I think that's still important in the background. You know, look at Matt Ritchie, you know, again, another player who, you know, realistically is on the fringes, but Eddie himself has said how important he is to the squad, not because he's like a main player, but behind the scenes, he's like he's like another one of the mentors. So you need this sprinkled around rather than just being everyone, because then you're going to have enough, you know, none of that experience that you've relied on. Like we said before, not to keep picking on Chelsea, but look at Chelsea. If I asked you, who's the leader of Chelsea right now? Like, who's their big lead player? Could you name me? Could you name me one?
No,
I'll be honest with you. I can't think of anyone. I'm not being funny, but
you know what I mean? It's just,
I'll tell you, Thiago Silva.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but he's having trouble. He's having trouble getting those guys in order. One guy is hard. We've got a whole leadership group with Lascelles, Trippier, Dummett, and others, and so we're blessed with that. I think you did hit on an interesting point. Obviously, we've got about 7 or 8 players who are going to be obviously out of contract. Fabian was one of them, but obviously we're saving him. And I mentioned Calvin Phillips in terms of coming in because he's 26, 27. 28. I think 28. So I think that's why they possibly would go for someone like him. I think the other thing is that yes, he needs the guys to kind of sprinkle experience and everywhere like that, but you prefer to have experience and quality, so players that you can use. Because if you're the owners, you're thinking, I can't keep giving rolling contracts and Dummett. in terms of that. So I need experience to come in, hence Calvin Phillips, hence maybe other players who are experienced and got quality and got, they've got a good report on them in terms of how they are in the background. So, and Howe doesn't want to, I think if it's going to be a big summer, i.e. 3-4 players coming in, that's a big thing for Howe. He doesn't like too many players, and they're going to come in anyway. And so he has to have a balance of, okay, which players am I going to keep and which I'm going to sell? And sometimes you've got to sell your sellable assets. So you mentioned Lascelles, you can still get 5-10 million for him. Almiron, Wilson, they could, all together, they can possibly get us 50-60 million altogether. And the owners can't sniff at that. They've got to think, if we can, we ought to sell them and get some money from them. So there's a lot of decisions that the ownership is going to make this winter and summer coming up. In terms of you can't buy 8-9 players. They're not going to do that, but they do got to get rid of players, and they're also got to balance out the players coming in as well with the economy, with the income, with the money coming in as well for FFP.
I'll have to agree there, man. I'll have to agree, but I can't really add anything to that as well because you're absolutely right. And let's move on to the comments as well. Please keep those comments coming in. Hit the like button as well, please. And super chats are open as well. Click in the super dollar sign bottom right corner and just give what the channel is worth. The Rack Slayer won't go anywhere. Isak will stay. Bruno could have went to Arsenal. He said no F that. That's a Neil. Big up Neil, man. Isak's going to be our king and he's our project and more to come. Alan, you're so right. He's absolutely right. I heard you said that if you ask him 150 mil, and we just turn it down. We keep going. We move. Tell him to get stuff. There's no way Isak is going anywhere. No way. Big up to 360 Nip Pope. Big up to you, man. Is he the real Nip Pope? I doubt it. But you know what? You have to have fun, haven't you? Big up to you, man. Trippier back to his best. Cool. I'd love to sign with Zala from Bayern. I tell you what, he's their project.
Yeah, so would everyone in Europe, definitely.
I don't think Bayern will let him go that easily. There's just no way. Isak's on his injury and his career has been reversed. Let's focus on pure quality signings. Let's go to Shelley B. I agree with Paul. Keep Lascelles. Agree with comments there with Paul again. And this is absolutely... This is an anomaly. That's Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. Big up to Luca. That's us getting on. He's 30 now, isn't he? He's 30 now. And let's chat to Luca. And he has niggles, but wouldn't say injury prone. Maybe just unlucky since he's come here. Longest injury at another club was a knee problem in 2017 for 32 years. Talk about Isak. Hi to Clarky. I hope you're great. There's nothing else. He's a victim of our injury-laden season. That's a fair shout, Les. Even into Joe. Hope you're okay. Paul, you're not dissing my club as of yet. And we got to get Joe back on very soon for the preview show as well.
It's fun. Just don't be annoyed. Just don't be annoyed you're not in the elite part of the Adidas deal. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
That's very true, yeah. Big up Joe, man. I hope you're great. I'm coming to Birmingham in a couple of weeks' time for the game. Because of the fair play restrictions, we are going to have to be quite brutal when it comes to outgoing players. Key is to buy very wisely with incoming players, such as Johnny 9. That's a fair shout. Lads, do you think we sign a goalkeeper in January? As for Lascelles, if we sign a centre-back in the summer, for him, he is gone. For me, I don't think you get a goalkeeper this Jan because I think Dubravka is coming back to his best. We're going to talk about Dubravka as well, Phil. Dubravka against Liverpool, against Sunderland. Where's these performances came from? Why has he not done it before?
Yeah, I'm probably one of the few that thinks that he wasn't that good at Liverpool. I think he did make saves, but a lot of the saves will parry back into the center of the box. We were only lucky that it was Nunes that came with the follow-ups. God help us if it was anybody else. But the Sunderland game was better. I think he had 2, possibly 3 really, really good saves where he remembered to parry the ball away from the goal. And that was much better. So Sunderland is the game where I thought, okay, yeah, now he's his confidence is back. And I was of the mind, for instance, of before Sunderland game, especially, where like I think, oh, we might not want to, but we might have to go for a goalkeeper. But I know it's only Sunderland. People say it's only Sunderland, but if you can't be a good goalkeeper against Sunderland, you haven't got hope against anybody. And so the fact that he's improved against Sunderland gives me a lot more confidence going forward into the Premier League. And I'll probably switch my attention to, well, I think the owners might switch their attention to obviously the centre and midfield and probably a forward. So yeah, I'll think that.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough there. Well, Lascelles is better off the pitch and on it. We need quality on and youth as well. Will depend if we offer a new deal. Doesn't this contract end in June? I think that's Lascelles you're talking about. Yeah, it is indeed. Wouldn't be surprised to see some of our better players leaving the summer, but for the right reasons. It would take 3 or 4 transfer windows to be a real competitive squad, not first 11 competitive squad. As a Jolly 9. You know what? We got to keep turning over the squad. We got to keep doing it through transfer windows to transfer the top 4 regularly. Those tend to have 2 good games and then 4 bad. We still need to bring a goalkeeper, in my opinion. That's Mick, and also get a new goalkeeper. Yeah, for me, I don't really get one. It'd be nice though, because I could see Carrius going to Italy to be with his family, with his wife. His wife is Italian, just had a newborn baby, and congratulations on Lawrence's family. And I hope wish him success in the future. I still think something is cracking off with Newcastle flight landing late the other evening for Sweden. That's on Lorraine.
Oh, is it Brasian brothers or something like that? Brasian brothers. One is called Rooney from Copenhagen. I think I don't know, Lorraine. You let us know if that's what you mean, because their agent landed apparently to speak to Newcastle. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, that's all we can do. We'll see. But Lorraine could be right. It was not ABBA.
Yeah.
ABBA. Wow. SOS. And got one here. Lawrence's favourite player. Hawk Manley starts against Man City. We'll find out.
Probably will.
I think he will.
Joe Linton's injured, so
he'd be out.
Yeah.
We could do with Joe Linton, by the way.
Yeah, we could. He was looking like immense in that first half. Yeah.
Class against Sunderland first half.
Yeah.
And talking off Joe Linton.
Yeah.
Just a quick one on Joe Linton, right, before we go on to Sean Longstaff. His contract's up at the end of next season.
Yeah.
They must time down either this season, otherwise he'll get picked up.
Yeah. I say rival fans are rival fans, but for some reason I'll say amongst rival fans, he's so underrated still. It's unbelievable. I doubt that's the case amongst rival scouts and professional managers, but amongst rival fans, every time they do like a best 11, I say Joe Linton. They say, yeah, he's improved, but he's not better than this player or that player, and I'm like, you guys haven't been watching Joe Linton, So yeah, I would say in terms of it would be important to tie someone down like him. But again, though, it's hard to believe this sometimes, but if you can get a better midfielder than Joe Linton, if you know for a fact you can get a better midfielder than Joe Linton, if the owners didn't know and believe that they can get a better midfielder than Joe Linton, then he will be sold, and it'll be hard to take, but it will be something that they'll do. So it's to be prepared for that. Really, I hope not. He's been with us for 3, 4, 5 years now. So, and he's been immense, and I don't see him getting. I think he's very much either getting into or in the middle of his peak at the moment. So why not? But yeah,
cool. We'll go to some comments and we'll talk about Sean as well. I think you should go for Robin Olsen. No, thank you, Joe. You can keep him. You can keep him there. Rooney bag, that's the one. 89. Yeah. That's the name. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Gary, as well.
Yeah.
And Spen looks good. But we know the players in.
I don't know if you guys saw the Man United and Copenhagen game. And then their Rooney scored, and the Copenhagen fans are going, Rooney. I was like, oh, God.
Oh, wow. That is hilarious, man. That's hilarious, man. It's Rooney. He's all corrected. Leslie, we know what you mean. It's Rooney without the E. Without the E there. Just a quick one. I mean, about Sean Longstaff, Paul. Paul, you're on mute, mate. You're on mute.
Yeah, I know. The bells are going.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was just thinking it's on mute. No worries, man. It's about Sean Longstaff. There's rumours, right? They're saying that he could be sold either in January or in the summer. For me, I can't see him going anywhere. Let's be real. I know he could split the fans over. Would you, if an offer came in for Sean, would you just say thanks so much and moving on?
No, I think it's important to have people who know and love the club. And again, another player who lives and breathes Newcastle for me. I think, and again, some people seem to forget. It does matter sometimes. Again, this is not all fans, but some fans forget when Sean was injured last season, when he was in some of his best form. We saw how much we missed him when he was at his best. I really do apologise. This is a problem living right next to a bloody church. We saw how good Sean was, and I still think he's had some good and some bad games, but I still think he's getting up to his proper peak fitness. I still think Sean is a really important player for us, and I'd be gutted if we sold him just because he still has that link with Newcastle. That I think we need, because again, like if you keep selling your homegrown talent, I don't know what I'm going to be doing if we get back into. I'm sure we will one day, but when we get back into the Champions League, how are we going to do the quota? Because they demand it. So what we're going to do? Just buy 10 random people who just happen to be decent-ish footballers who live locally. This is not going to happen. So I think it's important to keep those types of players. I know some people get on his back, but no offense, and I know this is going to annoy some people. I'd rather sell Almiron any day than Sean Longstaff.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Miggy.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, you can get a better player. I'm not going to slate him. There's no way, but he's a predictable player. But he had a wonderful game against Sunderland. Again, people are saying, Philip. Sorry, got your name on again, Philip. Again.
No, it's for the first time. You're doing well. You're doing well.
I'm doing well, am I?
Yeah.
Hey! Wow. So, Miggy, people are saying that before you go out to Sean, actually talk about Sean. Do you agree with Paul? I keep him. I keep him.
Yeah, look, it all depends on. My instinct says yes, is to keep him, and I agree with what Paul was saying that when Longstaff is on song in terms of protecting and looking after Gomeres and letting Gomeres be Gomeres, we do look better. But again, the question is, what if someone better is available? And so what happens then? And then again, if you're Sean, for instance, he's already said, and he sees Tonali training every day, he's thinking, boy, by the time August comes around, I don't know if I'm going to see the first team again. And then he can see Miley behind him, and he can see good. The boy is 17 years old. He's already played Champions League. He's already played in a time where Derby. He's in my view, he's what Foden is to Guardiola. I think Miley is to Eddie Howe. And Sean is, if he's got any ambition to play first team football, as much as he loves Newcastle United, he might say to himself, I want to play first team football, and maybe I don't want to be upstaged by a 17-year-old. So that it wouldn't be surprising that maybe those rumors are about him. I hope he backs himself and says, no, I am of value and I can be here and I can do it, because it would be good to have him. He is an important squad player. And so, it's a mixture of answers, I think. But all in all, I'd like to keep him.
Yeah. I'd keep him as well. I mean, if that means being a squad player in the future, cool, but I still keep him because I fear if he went to another club, I think he'd do really well for that particular club and he'll be a leader as well. But if he gets his shooting back, if he shoots on sight again, I want to see him do that and he'll be fine. Yeah. That's what I want to see. Not just him, I want to see all midfielders shoot from distance as well. We're not be doing that enough at all. Got one for Lorraine, yes. A footballer's agent landed in Newcastle, Sweden, 9 p.m. the other night, and taken through VIP arrival. Someone definitely in it. I tell you what, it could be right. Longstaff, I'm not sure. Bless Lorraine. You gotta love Lorraine. She's amazing. You got Amy's in the chat, I'm sure, but she does always said I love her. She's amazing. I just don't like the thought again other teams rejects like Calvin Phillips. If he's not good enough for City, why is he good enough for us? That's from Mick. Yeah, Nick's fair point, Mick. Fair point. Too fat, Gary. Oh, he's fat.
I mean, there's a point. I can take that as a point, but we can say that about a good few of our own players who were rejects from other teams and then became absolute gold dust for us. And so it depends, isn't it? Like Man City is different to most clubs. It doesn't mean that even if he's a level down to what Man City are, he'll be pretty good for us still. But I take the point. He hasn't played any real football for the last 2 years, 18 months. Yeah. So it is a risk taking him on. But I have a funny feeling that, I think Howe is good at fixing broken birds, and I think we can get that with Calvin. I think it'll be good to have him through our middle and have Bruno pushing up and possibly Jolin on the left. And if it does work out in the summertime when we get Tonali back, we could be having one of the top three definitely midfields in the Premier League. Why not?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if Bruno's going to push forward, then we have to play a 4-2-3-1. Bruno will have to play a 10 role if that's the case. And he's going to have to change it up.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
He has to play 4-2-3-1. So for me, it'd be Joel Linton and Sean Longstaff, or even Willock when he's comes back. We need Willock back, by the way. We badly miss Willock.
Yeah.
Missing big time.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best midfielders we got in the team. Phillips is very versatile. He can sit anywhere on that bench. And Gary agrees that as well. Bless him. We wrap these comments as well. Someone's talking money. That's just we need Longstaff now, but again, being brutally honest, if you're going to be a top competitive team, we need better players. Simple as. And Guisa for Napoli would be fantastic. He really would be. I'd like to see 15 goals a season from Sean. I'd like to see that as well.
That's asking a fish to walk.
Exactly.
Martinelli and Saka got those figures last year. Look at them now. I mean, if they can't do it, Sean is asking a little bit too much of Sean. He's not a goal scoring machine, and he's asked to do a DM role rather than anywhere near the attacking third. But you never know. You never know.
Exactly. Big Joe is a beast. I would not swap him from any other midfielders. Yeah. Everyone is terrified of him. He is a general. And I'm sorry about your comment last time. Now, I do apologize. Got so many as well, but I was quite happy to go back and read your comments. And Marley, before Longstaff any time or every time. You won't see 15 goals from Longstaff in 2 seasons. No good at scoring. That's an Allen. Big up Allen, by the way, from Scotland as well. Is he? I think he's from Glasgow. I could be wrong. Can't wait for Tonali to get a good one in the team. You know what, Gary? We're going to have to wait until the summer. It's as simple as that.
Either can Howe. I mean, I saw I can't remember what press conference it was, because they asked him about Tonali, because obviously he's training still with the squad. And he was like, and then you can see what he was saying. He didn't say it in this way, but he was saying like, now he gets it type of thing. When he first started, yes, he had a few good games, but you can see that he's left gaps in the midfield. But the way Howe was talking about it, like he wish he could use it now, because I think he gets exactly what we're playing. If Tonali played against Man City on Saturday, he'll be unrecognizable. I think he'll even be better than what we think he is. So it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is. It is. Just got a bit of breaking news to our according to Mail Online, and also from Bournemouth.
We bought Rooney. We bought Rooney. Don't tell me we bought Rooney.
Yes.
Rooney.
But they have knocked back an offer from Newcastle because they don't want to sell him in January.
Who's that? Solanke? For Solanke?
Yeah, they don't want to sell him. So that's according to the Mail.
What was the offer? 50p?
Could be. Miggy will end up like Maxi. Do you miss ASM? Now, come on to him as well. Before we come out as well, but yeah, go on. We talk about 50p. Wow. I don't think Bournemouth will sell him anyway, but that's another time now. Yeah, Miggy will end up like Maxi.
What, like Rich in Saudi Arabia? Or... I don't know. Like in terms of, yeah, it's different. I think they're different profile and different. They've done different stuff for us, I think.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, and it all depends what Maxi we're talking about. Is it the Maxi that played against Man City? I'll have him any day. But if it's the
Or
Maxi
is
that
it the
played
Maxi that played against Brighton?
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it depends. It depends which one it is. It depends which one it is. So, but yeah.
Do you know what it is, right? I mean, I get a lot of people saying that do you miss ASM, we should get them back, blah, blah, blah. No, we shouldn't. I mean, look, at the end of the day, right, on this day, it's fantastic, yeah? But it's just not consistent enough for me. That is the thing. Do you know what I mean? He's trying to do too many flicks and that. Eddie, we all know Eddie wants to work hard, sort of thing, but he's a victim of the FFP, so that's the reason why.
And he is bad for the training ground. It doesn't get reported much, but he was really bad for the training ground as well. Late often, taking a mick, getting lots of fines. Yeah, trust me. I know that he was really cool on Twitter and he was like really, good at times. But trust me, so I can't say too much. But he was causing more trouble than it needed to be. So it's good for all parties that he moved on in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, listen, I wish the guy well. I mean, we love him, but at the end of the day, right? I mean, you're not going to win titles going on Twitter. Let's put it that way. So I sound like Lee Gunner now, don't I? Lee Gunner.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So
you heard of Lee Gunner, haven't you? I mean,
yes, sir. Yeah. Absolutely.
Best. Do you think he's the best podcaster? Do you think he's the best?
What for Arsenal or what? I think he's great at what he does. I don't know who the best is. I wouldn't be able to know that, but I think I like his content. I like what he does.
We are.
He's very honest.
Oh, look at that. Absolutely. Look at that.
Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate that.
We are.
Thank you. We are. Of course we are. Of course.
We don't do a podcast in our dressing gowns.
No. If I did that, then I'd get I could put my hood up sort of thing. I've done it once before. Oh, that's hilarious, man. I'm conforming.
If you get 1 million subscribers, I think you might. I don't know. You never know.
I'll tell you, I'll do some more.
I'll see you two in golden robes. That's what I'll start seeing.
Yeah. I'll make that promise now. If we get to 1 million subscribers, I will wear a golden robe. That's yeah, I will.
Definitely.
And I'll get Brian on the podcast as well. Well, there you go. Look at that.
Big Brian. Yes, Big Brian. True Geordie.
Big Brian, yeah.
He is. Come from Sean at Solanke City. We get beat. And that's from Johnny 9. And sorry, Alan, big guy. And Lloyd kind of agrees with Jolly. You might see Longstaff shooting 50 times over the top of the goal. I tell you, if Sean last played for Chelsea, played for Arsenal, he did that. League gunner would have him on toast, I'm telling you. He would have him on toast. And Jez and Kenny Ken as well. But still, yeah, so I was going to say, just like I said, that Jose Mourinho, right? I mean, off topic here, he got sent off again for the second time in 4 days. Second time in 4 days. And it's the 6th time in the last 2 seasons. And this is the reason why I don't particularly want Jose to be our next Newcastle United manager.
That's not the only reason. I think the football will be horrible. You probably won't see Louis Miley again. Say goodbye to Louis Miley. You'll be saying 2 years from now, you'll be saying, who's that? Who's he again? Oh, that prospect from 17 when he was 17. You won't see him again. You're going to see about 35-year-olds playing for our team. I mean, I'm being a bit extreme, but you won't see the same Newcastle. And some might say, well, you might be winning. I don't know if we'll be winning. I don't know if I'm not going to say that he's done. That's not true because he's only he won a cup like 2 years ago, so he's not done. But I just think our football is better, and I think we're on a right trajectory. Look what happened to Tottenham. Tottenham were on the way to becoming a cup, at least a cup winning team, a league winning team, possibly playing exciting football. And they didn't stick out of Pochettino when they should have and funded him. And look what happened. And so they got Mourinho. They thought the grass was greener, and they regressed. So I don't want that to happen to Newcastle. I think we're on the right trajectory, to be honest. I know we're 9th. I know that we're 9th, and we're not sitting in a good position. There's various factors for that, but I think we're on a better trajectory where we're going.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I like Jose, don't get us wrong, but I don't think he'd be good enough for us now. We have moved on from him, to be fair. But if he did come one day, I'm going to have to back the guy. But Eddie Howe's my manager, and he's continued to be my manager as well.
There's only one reason that a lot of people want Mourinho, and I do like it. I like the fact that there is the connection with Bobby. and he does call himself a mini magpie and that sort of stuff, and that's lovely and it's really cool. But that doesn't make him a brilliant manager for Newcastle. I think that he brings toxicity, he brings negativity, he brings his own ego, which is something we don't want, and we fill our dressing room from people who love playing for the club to people who, you know what I mean, probably have never heard of Newcastle before. And then when inevitably it all goes wrong and it blows up and he gets sacked, you're left with a dressing room of people who either love you or hate you, with a new manager who has to build it back up again. And this is the problem. He left Chelsea in that state. He left Tottenham in that state. He left Chelsea in that state again. He left Real Madrid in that state. So it's just that's what he does to clubs. And, I don't want him anywhere near Newcastle. I love the fact that he was with Bobby and all that. That's lovely. But, yeah.
Not for me. We've moved on. Striker, what about the lad from Brian, Ivan Ferguson? Alan, do you know what? I'd love to have him, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. He will not be sold for the next 4 years. And the club he'll go to, he'll end up going to Chelsea. That's what I've been told by a Brighton fan when I went in September. I was told about that, and I was told that he's going nowhere, and Chelsea, he'll go to Chelsea if anything.
Because they know they can get another 100 million off Chelsea, that's why.
Exactly. Wow. Well, Alan and Jolly agree about Miggy. Fair dues. And Lorraine, it will happen. Cool. Right, we're gonna got one for Mick as well. Ferguson's on fire, but Brighton price tag would be silly. You took a 6-figure. You took about 1, 2, 3, 9-figure sum. You will get that one, that price to wear. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it, really. I mean, just before we go, just a quick one, right? Just off topic on Paul. We've spoken about it briefly yesterday about this this American lass about a ticket from America.
That's it.
And I don't know if you heard of it as well, Philip. I mean, about the ticket. What's your take on it? I mean, you might have seen it online. Do you think? I mean, we're season ticket holders, right? And also, we're season ticket holders, right?
For me. Oh, you guys are. Okay. Yeah,
we are. And it seems to me, for the way tickets are a massive, massive problem, yeah? So apparently, she had a ticket for PSG, right? And the ones that applied for it didn't get it. And now she's on the board from America. Now, I've got no problems supporting, having fans supporting Newcastle United. No problems at all whatsoever, yeah? They can support them after the takeover, before the takeover. And if they go to the matches, cool. I just say to them, have a fantastic time. But how did you get a ticket?
So is the main thing about the ticket or the fact that, because I heard different things, and forgive me if I don't understand the story fully, because some people had a gripe in terms of obviously her being a fan after the takeover. Some people had the gripe obviously over the ticket itself. Some people had a gripe of both things. So I don't know what's the kind of the main kind of bone of contention for folks in regards to the American.
Well, I mean, Paul will be better position as well. But Paul will be better because he studied it yesterday and didn't say too much. Go on, Paul. Take it.
Well, it's just obviously, they announced it on the website that these representatives were coming in, and they had little quotes from each person that joined the board of these things. And you had your typical, I've been a season ticket owner, a season ticket holder for 30 years or whatever, blah, 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 been going to this many games. I followed Newcastle for so long. And then this lady, obviously, her quote was, I've only just got into Newcastle after the takeover. And now I'll follow them. I do events in America for them and hold like fan events and stuff. And like I said, it was two different arguments that kicked off. Like you say, one was what an idiot because she's only just started following them since the takeover, so she wouldn't have known about it. And then the other argument I saw, as we said already, is hang on, how on earth did she get a ticket for an away game when I've been going for 30 odd years or whatever, and I haven't even got enough points to get to PSG? So it was both those sort of that and that and that. And then there was other more level-headed people who were like, look, Newcastle before the takeover, as much as we follow them, we love them. Most, I wouldn't say everyone, but most people I know, I don't know if I'm just being biased here, but I was born up in Newcastle. I know I lost the accent, but I was born there, hence why I follow them, because I went to my first game when I was 5. Most people I meet, most of the time, are either from or have family in and around Newcastle. Most, not all the time, but most of the time, that's where people normally follow Newcastle from. I haven't met another person who lives where I live now in Oxford who supports Newcastle. Not one. It's all Man United, Arsenal, etc. So we have to face the fact that before the takeover, really, we weren't, when I went to Florida on my honeymoon, we went to Walmart, me and my wife, there was Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea shirts, it just randomly, just there, because they just have known, it's like a brand. Whereas, no, again, I'm not trying to be mean about Newcastle, because obviously I love my club, but there's not going to be Newcastle shirts there in 2016. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Whereas, obviously, with the takeover and it being linked to Saudi Arabia and all of that, it being big news, I can see someone brand new who has never heard of the club going, oh, okay, so there's sorry, we don't like this term, but they will use this. So that, there's a soccer club who has been taken over, they're owned by Saudi, they're Newcastle. I'll look into their history, and then maybe they see Shearer and then they go, oh, I have heard of that. I can see how she could have come about being a fan. And I don't know, me personally, it doesn't boil my blood as much as it has some people personally. Like I said, I think I always loved meeting new fans at St James's Park. Like I said, I've been a season ticket holder since I was 18 years old, and I'm 36 now. And I've met people who've gone to games before I've been alive. I've met people who have come into games, and I always find it interesting, whoever you are. It doesn't bother me personally if you just got into Newcastle because of the takeover. For me, that's going to naturally look at the amount of Man City fans who were Chelsea fans when Chelsea were winning. Look at the amount of people who were Liverpool fans and then turned to Arsenal, whoever it might be. When they start winning, they change their allegiance because they win. For me, those fans are more annoying than fans who just find us through means of terms of us being more known in the media. So for me, I felt that it was a bit. Lots of people being really. I mean, this is Twitter, obviously.
Yeah.
Lots of people really out of order for no reason. It doesn't annoy me or offend me that she's on this board because she's representing international fans. And for me, if she's a fan who cares and she does hold events for other local fans, for me, that's pretty cool because we champion it when we've had them on, John. Irish tune we had on, didn't we? And they do events. We had London Mags on who do events in London. And that's what I love hearing. I love that there's a local. Like I said, if there was a ramble of people who live near me, I'd put one on myself. Yeah, but there isn't anyone really. I'm sure there's probably one or two, but there's not enough to do a pub for it. But I just think, she's just she's heard of them through through media and got into them. And for me, I find it hard that people go in so hard on people for liking the club.
I respect her for being honest and saying it just straight up and saying she's not pretending I support Newcastle for 30 years and she said it straight up after the takeover this happened. I smile because I'm not from Newcastle. I live in London, but I wasn't born in England. So literally when I flew in, flicked on the TV, Newcastle were the first team I saw play. I didn't know that they weren't in London or anything like that. And it was it was actually when Henry played for Monaco. And they beat us. I can't remember what year that is. Maybe I supported Newcastle 27, 28, maybe 29 years now. And I cried my eyes out when we lost that game. And that sealed me as a Newcastle fan. Now, for those that are Newcastle, you don't know how hard it is to be one Newcastle fan in London, mixed with Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, and we're getting relegated and we're getting beaten every other season. And you have to stand there and take the mockery. So look, we've all taken our scars for Newcastle. And it's true what Paul is saying. Outside of England, not let alone Newcastle, outside of Newcastle and London, we've been irrelevant. It's only now that even rival fans have to actually sit up and look at us and say, these guys are coming for us and we're scared. And and you are going to get more overseas fans. And so I welcome it, to be honest. Funny enough, during those years, we were getting Champions League, obviously, Sir Bobby Robson, and people were looking at me as the glory hunter. So 2 relegations later, they're like, "Oh no, yeah, he's really a fan." So look, that's what it is. In terms of the tickets, look, the owners know they've got an international fan base and they're building it. They're international themselves. They're not Geordies. So, but they've also got a mind, and keeping a balance between local fans abroad is going to be hard for them. And the fact that not everybody's happy about it, it's hard for me to get Newcastle tickets. I can't get a season ticket, for instance. I have to pray that there's a ticket available and stuff like that. I can't even get an away ticket in London when they're playing the clubs here. I can't get it. Even an away ticket. The only way I can get to watch Newcastle is I have to sit with away fans with a big brown coat on, hoping nobody sees my Newcastle kit underneath it. So, look, nobody's happy, but some people are happy, some people are upset. But this is the growth of Newcastle. And if you ask Liverpool, if you ask Arsenal fans, if you ask Man City fans in particular, as a recent success, that they've gone from obscurity to where they are now, you know, if you ask them what their journey was like, it would help you and us to accept things a little bit more. Not everything. You're not going to be happy about not getting tickets. I'm not saying be happy, just take the slap in the face and don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But just understand that this is the direction, no matter what, this is the direction that Newcastle are heading in. Yeah. And to be a part of it and be also a part of it as a fan yourself and be able to steer the club. So I don't think I've given an answer that's going to make everybody happy. I don't think I tried to. I just try to be observant and try to give it as best as I can. And so look, she was honest. Yeah, she was honest from the beginning. She could have lied. She could have lied and said I supported them from before. That's the first thing she said is since the takeover. So she knew she was going to get flack as soon as she said that. And fair play to her. She's there. Yeah. What can you do?
I thought about it, right? I mean, look, yeah, she got a lot of stick. I thought about it and I think, you know what? I mean, you need fans from all over the world to support Newcastle. I want my football club to be a worldwide club. I want the biggest it can be. Do you know what I mean? So if they support Newcastle after the takeover, I've got no problems about it at all whatsoever. They can support Newcastle at any time. If you want to go to the games for the first time, you know, there would be a ticket or whatever. Cool. Fair enough. I get that. Do you know what I mean? But it happens to Chelsea, Arsenal, United, Liverpool. It is what it is. So I've got no problems with overseas fans being Newcastle fans, which is absolutely fantastic. So that's just my opinion. We're going to rattle through these comments for close to shore. Nat's been a Newcastle fan since 2021. What the hell is that all about? That's from Lorraine. You two, Jolly, take care, mate. Are conflicted, to be fair. But the FAB is not going how long you've been a fan. It's about what, as a whole, you can bring to the table. If a background in sports media and law can help the FAB, then so be it.
Yeah.
Fair shout, Les. Fair shout. 5 years from now, they will be winning Tune Tops on the moon. That's in Jolly. And successful being towards supporters. That's the way it is at all the top teams.
Yeah.
Agree. Les, everything I heard about the ladies good. A massive plus having on Fab. Do you know what? I love to get on my channel. I love to get on my channel if I can get a hold of her. And great banter, John, Paul, Phil, and chat. Take care. Oh, and you too, Alan and Leslie. If she's good for the club, hey ho. Listen, we're going to wrap the show on that bombshell, and doing a great show tonight. And Leslie closes the show, and doing a great show tonight. You know. Yeah. So the question is, would he take Solanke? For me, I'll say no. He's got to do it again for another season. Good to see Fabian Schar sign a new deal. Sean Longstaff shouldn't be sold at all. And you know what? It's a cracking show. So, Phil, did you enjoy coming on tonight, mate?
Oh, thank you. It's a great privilege. Really enjoyed sharing the podcast, the stream with you guys. And the chat's incredible, really funny. I'm sorry, I was laughing sometimes when you guys are talking because I was reading the chats as well. So fantastic crowd. Thank you.
You're welcome, my guy. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you to Jolly9. Thank you for Alan. Thank you for Ollie. See you next time too. And Paul, did you enjoy coming on, mate?
No, it's terrible. Hated every minute of it. It's awful. Every time I come on. It's just terrible, mate. It's terrible. No, it's always good. It's always brilliant. It's always brilliant. It's awesome, mate. It's, you know, we just got such a great bunch of guys that come here every time. You know, the guys that come in the chat are just so awesome. They've got the channel to, you know, up to where it is, and they just keep sharing it out there. Because we're on that road to 10,000, so keep sharing it out, keep telling people about it, because this, this is the best one. We don't shout at our fans, we don't scream at our fans. We want you to be involved, and we welcome you all. We had a Sunderland fan and we didn't banter them that much. We were nice to them. That's how inclusive we are. We didn't even banter the Sunderland fan that much. That's what we want. We don't want people screaming at people and falling out or whatever. We want a nice, normal, community where everyone feels welcome here. So thank you for making it awesome.
No problem at all. I mean, we're definitely going to get Wayne on a regular basis. Sunderland fan. We're going to do I'm going to see if I can get him doing like a once a week sort of thing, doing the Newcastle side, he does the Sunderland side on our show. That'd be amazing, do you know what I mean? So I could have a banter together. That'd be brilliant. Ollie, 20 goals and Sean, come on. We'll see. Alan Regal, and take care, Les, as well. So, guys, going to wrap the show. We're back tomorrow for the match preview. 7 o'clock, Paul?
What day is it tomorrow?
Thursday.
Where are we? Forget where we are. It's been that sort of week. It should be fine. I think that should be fine.
Cool stuff. That'd be brilliant stuff. See you tomorrow for that one. And I will do both guys as well. Guys, if you'd like to feel like what you watch, what you got coming up, Philip, on your show? And where can people find you?
Oh, well, yeah, you can find me on at Toon Tactics TV. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. I'm actually releasing the halfway season review film as well. Some people might have seen the trailers for it as well. So do have the full film. The full film is going to be out on the 12th of January. And I haven't started a full stream show. I usually send out pre-recorded stuff over like match previews and stuff like that. But soon, hopefully I'll start the show soon. But yeah, folks, do come along. You're more than welcome. Yeah, to talk on all things Newcastle United.
Yeah, go and check it on Toon Tactics TV. Links down the bottom there. Show Philip some love as well, and do subscribe to his channel as well. It's that simple,
And just to say to folks that it's people like John actually that support me from I've only started very recently, very very small channel, but some people like John have reached out very earlier on, but didn't have to and stuff like that. So that's quite overwhelming for someone like me. I didn't accept that to happen. So guys, big up to John and big up to all of you guys as well. Thank you.
You're welcome, Philip. You can come back on my channel anytime you want.
Thank you, sir.
Really
Thank you, sir.
That. And just submit. Thank you, Paul. And I think it's just up to your channel as well, Paul.
So, fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it, mate. Yeah, no, we'll do, we do the same back in it, John.
Big up, Gary.
If you want to do a show with us or something on yours, then that's we like doing that sort of stuff.
I got to get on the best Toon channel, isn't it? Around, isn't it? I got to get
the real one. We're the real ones, man. We're the real ones. And Amy, I've got a bow to pick you tonight, pet. You're lit. I was relying on you, Amy. I was relying on you, pet. That's why we love her, and I love her. Love you lots, Amy. And you know what? I mean, I never ignore on social media. Never ignore on social media. She is fun as well. And Philip, come back soon. He will be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He will do. And even Amy gives us all the smells. Thank you, Amy. You're absolute top lass as well. Nice one. Nice guy, Philip. He certainly is. And it's his first time. And there you go. We're going to wrap up the show there. Nuts. Which one? Brazilian nuts.
Is she referring to some of her Twitter posts? Bless her.
Bless her. Nah, she's lovely. And Amy said hi to you as well.
Amy, how many dodgy messages must you get? Bless you. Dear me. How many dodgy messages must you get? I really feel for you at times.
And she was late as well. I'll let you off, Amy. No, she's nuts. And on that bombshell, I'm going to wrap it up there.
Take care,
millions.
I bet. Yeah,
millions. And she doesn't answer them. That's it. Guys, back to our for the previous show. Like, subscribe, and as always, up the